Hi everyone, welcome back to another video of our Java learning series. In our previous video, we have discussed about records in Java. So this is a continuation of my previous video, right? So in our earlier video, we have discussed about what is records in Java, and then also we have discussed about the characteristics of records, right? Also we have discussed about how to use records, when to use record, all these things we have already discussed in our previous video. So you guys, if you any of you if not went through our previous video, I will highly recommend just go through the previous video, and after that this video is for you. So in this video, we will go beyond of the just only Java basic records, right? So what we can do in the constructors, let's say we want to do add some user defined methods there in the record. So how to add that, and what is the characteristic that we should have to understand, right? Those things we are going to learn in this video. So let's start from the constructor. So let me scroll down the page so that we will get to know. Let me scroll down the page. So here you can see, here we go. So here you can see the constructor which we can define by ourselves in the records. That is something we are representing over here. So here you can see the constructor is something that is here we are defined. It is not a normal constructor, right? So in normal constructor, how do we write it like, let's say this is my user class. For this user class I need to write a constructor. Then in that case I'll be writing it like this, right? So I'll say public user, and then I'll be asking for the parameters, or right, and after that I'll be writing my logic over here. So this is how we write our normal constructor. But here in this case for records, the constructor, we are taking the constructor with the same name as of your records. But one most important thing is you need to understand, here we are not using any parentheses. Can you see that we are not using any parentheses? So whatever the arguments, or whatever the parameters we need for a constructor, those parameters we are asking there in the record definition itself, right? So these are the parameters that we are going to accept for this records call, and that parameter we can directly utilize inside of the inside of this, you can say, constructor. And this kind of constructor we call as a compact constructor in records. So the boilerplate codes, like we do sometime assign the data like this way, this dot a is equal to a, those kind of operation we do not need to call there inside of this compact constructor, right? So this is the difference of your normal constructor and the constructor we use in the record classes. Clear, guys? Now here are the, you can see some of the information about the constructor. So what is the use case of constructor, why to use the constructor, and what is the advantages of, what is the difference between the constructor and normal constructor, right? So here you can see the kind of data validation. This is nothing but we're doing some validation over here, right? And depending on the validation, depending on the records which are not expected, we can do uh, our operations, right? We can perform any kind of whatever you want to do for your cases, so you can do here, right? So here another thing, so is what we can do here in the constructor, like we can use the trimming of strings, right? And we can, here is one more important thing is we do not have to write that boilerplate codes, like we have always have to assign the data like this way, right? So those are the things which is not needed here in the records. So if you are using records, you can say if you are using models for your data classes, so you can replace those with the you can see the record with the records in your in your project. So now you can see how you are optimizing your code, right? So this is about the constructor. Now let us see what we can do with the methods, right? So I'll take you to the methods document. Here you can see this. Here we go. So here, similar to, let's say I have to write some user defined methods, right, inside of the record class. So besides of the predefined record methods, whatever the providing by the Java inside of a record, I need to have a user defined method also. So that is something we can do here. So this is how you can see I have written one method like call greet is a method that I have written, and I'm just passing some user defined text, right? So this is something we can achieve there in the method in the records also. So so you can understand now we are the what is the usefulness of records. You can have your customized constructor, you can have your customized method, everything is possible, right? Now let us quickly go to our code. We'll see directly we'll see the code and we'll see how it is working, right? So here I'll show you that this is the user class that I have created. Okay, so in this user class you can see we have this is the user record, and this record we have having one constructor. This constructor is nothing but compact constructor. Okay, so in this method, in this user you can say constructor, we are adding one validation that age is less than 0, then we are just throwing a simply throwing an exception, right? And then we are adding one method over here. So you can add any number of methods that you wanted to have for your record class, right? To use this we can have, let's say I have created one test record class. You can see test user, right? So this is the class where we can utilize that records, right? So here I have created one, you can say, instance of that record class. So I've created new user and I'm passing name as Rahul, and I'm passing the integer value that is right 20, right? So you must have noticed that this user record is accepting two parameter. One is name, another is your age, right? And the constructor, you can see we have written the constructor, there is no parenthesis used, right? So do not need to use any parentheses there in the constructor, but in the class creation, the record class creation, we have to use the data parameters inside of the class itself. Okay, directly they are the class definition. Now, if we go to the test user, here you can see we are creating the object of the user with the user. Now we can directly get the name of the user, we can get the age of the user. This is something we know already, right? But here is this, you can see the greet method that we have created inside of the age class, sorry, user class. This is the method we are calling. So it is going to return me the data hello with the name, and it will display the age, right? So let me show you the output of this code. So if I run this code now, right click, and if I run this code, so let's say run, and I'm running this code. So here you can see we got the output. So it is displaying me name, it is displaying me age, and it is displaying me the text that we have received from this method call, right? So this is how we can utilize, we can explode our records into how whatever you want to have, right? So that's it, guys, from this video. If you have any other questions, do let me know. If you wanted to know any on any specific topic, so you can comment and you can let me know that we can give, I will be trying to create a video on that. And till then we are creating a new video. Till then, happy learning, guys. Thank you so much for watching and loving the channel. Thank you, bye.